The Interlake market told a really interesting story in April. Depending on where you look, the numbers feel completely different. Selkirk stayed competitive, Gimli prices moved sharply higher again, and Teulon had very limited inventory. Markets like Arborg Riverton, RM, a Bifrost area, continued to show how quickly few sales can shift pricing trends in rural communities. In this update, I'm going to go community by community, where prices are moving and what the spring market is actually starting to look like across the Interlake. Across the broader Interlake region, 42 single-family detached homes sold in April at an average sale price of just over $363,000. To put that into context, in January of this year, there were just 6 sales. February and March were also slow, so 42 is a meaningful spring rebound. The market is starting to wake up. The average price is sitting in the upper range of where the Interlake has been tracking for the last 12 months or so. That tells us it's not just volume coming back. The mix of what's selling is also trending towards stronger priced properties. That's the overall Interlake market. Now I'll go area by area. Before we get into the breakdown, I'm Justin Zinkowski with Royal LePage Prime Real Estate. I serve the Winnipeg and Interlake real estate markets. And every month I put together this update so you can understand what's happening in these communities. Everything we talk about, links to reach out, us alerts, or for new listings, buyer and seller guides, it's all in the description below. Take a look after the video. The Selkirk and East Selkirk area recorded 13 sales in April at an average of about $373,000. And a year ago, in April of 2025, there were only 9 sales, so volume is up in that area as well. The average price is slightly slower than last April, but more transactions at a broader stable price level is actually a healthy signal. It tells that buyer engagement is broader, not just a couple of premium sales pushing the number up. For Winnipeg buyers thinking about making a move to Selkirk, Selkirk continues to offer value well within driving distance to the city. For the South Interlake, areas like Stonewall, Stony Mountain, Warren, Balmoral, this is where to pay attention to context, not just the number of sales. There was 6 sales in April with an average price of over $560,000. That's up from just under $498,000 in April of 2025. It is generally the premium end of the Interlake market, close to Winnipeg. Quality housing inventory, strong community infrastructure. That premium is real and it's consistent. With only about 6 transactions, 1 or 2 higher priced homes can move that average in either direction. So what the data is really confirming is the South Interlake trades at a premium range, roughly from $430,000 to $560,000 over the last year. The range tells a story more than 1 month's figure. Gimli area is one of the more interesting stories in this update. With 15 sales in April, the average sale price of $333,000. Compare that to 2025 with 16 sales and an average price of $275,000. Nearly the same volume, but the average pricing is significantly up year over year. And for more context, in the winter, January had 1 sale, February had 4, March had 6, so April's 15. The spring market's arriving right on schedule. You've been watching the lake community market and wondering about timing. Historically, spring is exactly when inventory and activity both peak. What happens over the next 6 to 8 weeks typically sets the tone for the entire summer season. Arborg and Riverton, RM of Bifrost areas, there was only 3 sales in April with a median price of $380,000, up from $255,000 in April 2025. So with 3 sales and a market of 3 transactions, 1 property can shift the median significantly in either direction. What that tells you is that the long-term trend here also matters more than any single month. Over the past year, monthly medians have been ranging from about $160,000 to around $400,000. It's not so much instability, it's just how the smaller volume market works. What sold this month was in the higher range. Next month it could look a lot different. If you're watching this area specifically, local knowledge of the individual properties and what drives the differences between price points is where the real insight lives. Now in the Teulon and surrounding area, 5 sales in April with a median price of $442,000. That's up a lot from April 2025 with $307,000. Again, 5 sales in a month is very thin. This area regularly sees, between 1 and 6 transactions. Some months even none. So when the median moves, it shows that the properties that traded this month happen to fall in a higher range. The trailing 12 months have shown median prices from around $150,000 all the way up to $420,000. That's a wide range. It reflects the real diversity of what's available in the community. And for buyers, that range is an opportunity if you understand what's driving differences between the price points. I'm going to be adding a Winnipeg market comparison to this update soon, so you'll be able to check out exactly how the Interlake prices stack up against the city. I'll link the video for the Winnipeg market update also in the description below. Overall, for April, the spring market is here. The Interlake is moving at a measured, steady pace, and that's a good sign. Markets that move on demand rather than hype tend to be more predictable, and predictable markets are where buyers and sellers can make clear decisions. If anything we went through today got you thinking about your own situation, whether you're considering buying or selling, or just want to understand what your property is worth right now, the next best step might just be a conversation. Hopefully this gave you a clear picture of what's actually happening across the region right now. If you'd like to help understand what these numbers mean for you and your situation, whether that's what your home might actually sell for, what inventory looks like in your price range, or which communities may fit what you're looking for, the links below are a good starting point. One link is to set up a phone call, and the other is my downsizing guide. You're still in the early stages. It's just a place to start. If you want to keep going with numbers, I've got a full breakdown of the Winnipeg market in the next video here. I'll see you next month on